We're grateful for each and every one of you. Let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let's begin. I knew something was off the moment I spotted Lauren outside the grocery store on a random Thursday night, laughing a little too freely, brushing her hand against a man's arm like the world around them didn't exist. She thought she was hidden in the crowd, tucked between parked cars and dim street lamps, but I recognized her silhouette instantly. The way she shifted her weight, the way her hair fell over her shoulder, those details were etched into me after 8 years of marriage. I didn't confront her. Not then. Not in public. I just stood there behind my truck's tinted window, watching her giggle at a joke I wasn't invited to hear. She tossed her head back, touched her necklace, the one I bought her for our anniversary, and let this stranger lean in far too close. When her phone buzzed in her hand, she glanced at the screen, smiled, and ignored it. My call, my name lighting up her phone, and she just slipped it into her purse like I was noise. That moment didn't shatter me. It hollowed me out. I went home, sat on our living room couch, and waited for her. Every passing minute echoed inside the house like the tick of a bomb I wasn't ready to cut the right wire on. When she finally walked through the door an hour later, makeup untouched, perfume too strong, she greeted me with a kiss on the cheek like nothing happened. Traffic was crazy, she said, kicking off her heels. Long day. I'm exhausted. Her lies had a rhythm, clean, practiced, almost sweet. But I smiled. I played along, because something inside me whispered, wait, watch, make your move when she least expects it. Our routines kept moving like nothing had changed. Breakfast at the kitchen counter, gym on weekends, movie nights when she wasn't too tired. But every day, there was a new crack. She guarded her phone like it was a second heartbeat. She'd flinch when I asked who she was talking to. She'd dress like she was going on a date, but call it office culture. And still, I said nothing. I'm not a naturally suspicious man. I'm not dramatic. I'm the kind of guy who shows up on time, pays bills early, and keeps promises even when it hurts. But I also know when I'm being played. The final push came a week later, when I ran into her best friend, Jenna, at a small cafe near my office. She looked uneasy, like she'd been carrying a secret too heavy for her conscience. Hey, Aaron, she said softly, stirring her coffee even though she hadn't taken a sip. Can I ask you something? Her eyes darted to my wedding ring, then quickly away. How's Lauren been lately? There was something in her voice. A hesitation. A guilt. I leaned back. What? Jenna hesitated, then sighed. She's been acting strange, and she's telling me things that don't add up. I don't want to assume the worst, but I'm getting this weird feeling she's hiding something. For the first time in months, I didn't feel alone. I didn't tell Jenna what I'd seen. Not yet. Instead, I played it cool. She's been busy with work. That's all. But Jenna's eyes darkened, the way someone's do when they're about to expose a truth they've been wrestling with for too long. Aaron, if something feels wrong, don't ignore it. That sentence stayed with me like a warning from someone who knew more than she wanted to admit. I thanked her, paid for both our drinks, and left with one thought pulsing in my chest. If her best friend is suspicious, then it's worse than I thought. That night, when Lauren got home smelling like a hotel hallway instead of our laundry detergent, whispering excuses about unexpected deadlines, I realized something. The woman I married was gone, and whoever she had become was about to learn I wasn't as blind or as patient as she thought. Because I wasn't waiting to catch her in a lie. I was waiting to end the entire game in one decisive, devastating move. The night everything snapped into place didn't come with fireworks or dramatic shouting. It came quietly, almost politely, in the form of a message that lit up my phone while I was folding laundry in the living room. Lauren's name flashed across the screen. Girls' dinner tonight. Don't wait up. I need some space. I'll be home late. Space. Since when did space come between two people who used to fall asleep tangled together? She added a smiling emoji. Like that softened the blow. I stared at the message longer than I should have, letting the silence of the house press against me. My hand shook, not from anger, but from confirmation. People who want space aren't out having pasta with their best friend. They're stealing hours to live a second life. But I didn't react. I didn't text back. I didn't call. Instead, I reached for the one person who had slowly become the unexpected ally in this unraveling mess. Jenna. I typed, "Hey, Are you going out with Lauren tonight? Her reply came fast. Too fast. What? No. I'm home. What? My chest tightened. Not with pain. With purpose. I called her immediately. Jenna answered in a low whisper, like she already sensed something was wrong. Aaron, what happened? I told her about the message, word for word. The silence on the other end was heavy, like she was piecing together things she had avoided for weeks. Aaron, she finally said, voice trembling, she told me she was with you last night. My throat dried. So, you think she's seeing someone? A long, shaky exhale. I didn't want to believe it. But yes. And whoever he is, she's lying to both of us to hide it. Something inside me went cold. Not destructive, focused. Lauren thought she was smarter than everyone. She thought no one noticed the lies she stitched together like patches on a broken quilt. She forgot one thing. The people she was lying to talked. After a long pause, Jenna asked, "What do you want to do?" I looked at the framed picture on the wall. Our wedding day in a bright Austin chapel. Lauren's smile was so big, so warm, she practically glowed. That woman would never have disappeared without warning. But the stranger she had become, she was long gone. I need you to come over, I said. She inhaled sharply. Tonight. Yes. I need the truth in the same room with her lies. There was fear in her quiet agreement, but also determination. Maybe she was tired of being used in Lauren's double life. Maybe she had been waiting for someone to pull the curtain down. When we ended the call, I sat there staring at my reflection in the dark TV screen. I didn't see a desperate husband. I didn't see a broken man. I saw someone who was finally ready to stop being humiliated. Lauren wanted to play this game? Fine. I would set the board, place the pieces, and let her walk right into the checkmate she built for herself. Jenna arrived an hour later, wrapped in a simple beige cardigan, her expression tight with worry. She sat on the couch, hands clasped, eyes flicking toward the door like she was preparing for impact. Are you sure you want to do this? She asked quietly. I'm done being lied to, I replied. I'm done letting her rewrite reality. Jenna nodded, her jaw setting with resolve. Then I'll stay. We didn't rehearse what we'd say. We didn't need to. The truth doesn't need choreography. The minutes crawled as we waited. The clock ticked loud enough to echo. Every sound outside made Jenna flinch. I caught myself checking the driveway through the window, tracking headlights like a hunter watching for movement. And then, finally, her car pulled in. I didn't stand. I didn't pace. I simply folded my hands and let the storm arrive. The front door unlocked. Keys jingled. And then Lauren stepped inside, humming, actually humming, like she hadn't just lied her way through the entire evening. Her hair was perfectly styled. Her makeup was flawless. She smelled like expensive cologne that didn't belong to me. She froze when she saw us. Me sitting calmly, Jenna beside me, arms crossed, expression stern. The grocery store parking lot memory suddenly made sense. Lauren's smile flickered like a dying bulb. What's going on? Jenna cleared her throat first. Where were you tonight, Lauren? Lauren blinked rapidly. Dinner with you? Why are you? Don't. Jenna snapped softly, eyes sharp. Don't say my name to cover where you've been. Lauren's face drained of color. She didn't have a lie ready. She wasn't expecting witnesses. She wasn't expecting her own best friend to be sitting beside her husband. Her purse slipped from her shoulder and hit the floor. I finally stood, slow and controlled. You told me you needed space, I said, that you be with Jenna. So tell me, Lauren, who needed space from our marriage tonight? She swallowed hard. Her hand shook. Aaron, I can explain. I'm sure you can, I said. And tonight, you're going to. Every detail. This wasn't a man begging for reasons. This was a man collecting evidence. And Lauren finally realized she was out of places to hide. Lauren didn't move at first. She just stood there in the half-lit hallway, the door still open behind her like a silent invitation to run. Her breathing turned shallow, and for the first time in a long time, I saw something in her eyes I hadn't seen since before the marriage started cracking. Fear. Real fear. Aaron, can we please talk privately? She managed, voice thin. Jenna scoffed under her breath. No, you dragged me into your lies for months. You don't get privacy now. Lauren turned to her, disbelief flashing across her face. I never drag you into anything. Stop. Jenna's voice cracked with anger. You told me you were with Aaron the night I saw you leaving that hotel. You used me as your alibi. You put me in the middle of something I never agreed to be part of. The word hotel hit the air like a dropped glass. Lauren's eyes widened. She took a step back. Jenna. But I cut in before she could twist the narrative again. You were at a hotel. Silence. Heavy. Damning. And absolutely unforgivable. Lauren's eyes darted between us, desperate for the lie that used to come so easily to her tongue. But every door she normally slipped through was now sealed shut. Aaron, it's not what you think, she whispered. Then what is it? I asked, keeping my voice even. Calm. Controlled. The kind of calm that makes the guilty unravel. She opened her mouth. Closed it. Tried again. It was a work thing. A late meeting. My boss, was there. It wasn't like that. Jenna shook her head. You weren't with your boss. I saw him leaving with his wife 15 minutes before you walked out of that hotel lobby, wearing the same clothes you wore to the office. Lauren's lips trembled. Her hand gripped the strap of her purse like it was the only thing holding her steady. Aaron, please. I was overwhelmed. I made mistakes. Just hear me out. Mistakes. I repeated softly. Or choices. She flinched. I stepped toward her. Not threateningly. Just enough that she couldn't avoid looking at me. Tell me the truth. Right here. Right now. Her throat bobbed as she swallowed. And then her shoulders sagged. It was someone from work, she finally said, voice barely above a whisper. Someone who paid attention. Someone who made me feel seen. The way she said seen carved a painful line through my chest, but I didn't let it show. How long? I asked. A few months, she whispered. Jenna covered her mouth. Even though she had suspected, hearing it out loud rattled her. I stayed completely still, hands at my sides, voice quiet. What? Lauren blinked rapidly, tears finally spilling. Because I felt stuck. Because we were distant. Because I didn't think you cared anymore. That one stung. Not because it was true, but because it was her attempt to shift the blame. I inhaled deeply. Controlled. I cared. I always cared. But caring doesn't matter when one person walks out of the marriage while the other is still trying to hold the roof up. She sobbed, covering her face. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for things to go this far. I didn't say anything right away. I didn't comfort her. I didn't move. Instead, I looked straight at Jenna. She was gripping her own knees, jaw locked, eyes glossy with anger. Not at me, but at the betrayal she'd unknowingly been enabling. Aaron, Lauren pleaded, stepping toward me. We can fix this. We can start over. I'll cut all ties with him. I'll change jobs if I have to. I let out a small, humorless breath. You want to fix something that you spent months breaking. I know, she said quickly. I know I hurt you. I know I ruined things. But please don't give up on us. I studied her for a long moment, then spoke quietly. I'm not giving up. You did. I'm just responding to what you already chose. Her knees buckled. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Please, she whispered. Please don't leave me. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't yell. The anger wasn't loud anymore. It was disciplined. Lauren, I said evenly, for months, you were building a separate life behind my back. A life full of secrets. A life built on lies. You didn't just cheat on me. You made me feel stupid in my own home. She started crying harder, but I didn't soften. And the worst part, I added, you didn't even break things off before coming home to pretend everything was normal. She collapsed onto the couch, shaking. Jenna placed a cold, stern hand on her shoulder, not to comfort her, but to keep her from spiraling into denial again. Aaron, she whispered, what are you going to do? I looked at my wife for a long moment. She looked small, cornered, exposed. And still, she had no idea what was coming. Because betrayal doesn't earn instant forgiveness. It earns consequences. I'm going to handle this the same way you handled our marriage, I said, quietly, carefully, and without warning. Lauren's tear-filled eyes lifted. What does that mean? I didn't answer. Not yet. Revenge, real revenge, doesn't start with shouting. It starts with silence. And mine was already underway. Lauren didn't sleep that night. I heard her pacing the hallway, heard doors open and close, heard the quiet, panicked sob she tried to hide behind her palms. And the whole time, I sat at the dining table with my laptop open, building the one thing she never expected, an exit strategy. Not a dramatic explosion, not chaos, not yelling. A clean, sharp, calculated undoing of every lie she stitched into our marriage. By sunrise, my plan was ready. When Lauren walked into the kitchen, her eyes were swollen, her hair messy, her hands shaking like she'd survived a storm she created herself. "Erin, can we please talk?" she whispered. I poured myself a cup of coffee. "We will. Sit." She sat slowly, like her body weighed twice as much. "I meant what I said yesterday. I'll quit my job. I'll go to counseling. I'll do anything. Please just tell me what you want." "I want the truth," I said calmly. "From this moment on, no more stories. No more excuses." "Okay," she breathed. "I'll tell you anything." So I asked the question she wasn't prepared to answer. "When did it start? Who reached out first? What did you tell him about us? What lies did you use to cover your tracks?" Every answer chipped away at her confidence. She confessed the late meetings were planned. The hotel wasn't an accident. The perfume wasn't new. Someone had given it to her. With each confession, she folded deeper into herself. When she finally broke down again, head buried in her hands, I didn't reach out. I didn't comfort her. I didn't offer the pity she had never given me. Instead, I slid a folder across the table. "What's this?" she whispered. "My decision," I said. Her fingers trembled as she opened it. Inside were printed screenshots of her lies, phone logs, messages I had recovered, photos Jenna had helped verify. And beneath that, my quiet, controlled revenge. My separation terms. Not a messy divorce. Not public humiliation. Not a scream fest. A clean break that protected me, protected my finances, and left her with exactly what she had earned. She looked up slowly, eyes wide with dread. "Erin, you're leaving me?" I nodded. "Yes." She shook her head rapidly. No, we can fix this. I can fix this. Please don't do this. Don't throw us away. You threw us away when you gave someone else the parts of you that were supposed to be mine." Her lip trembled. "I don't want to lose you. You lost me when you lied every night and came home like nothing happened." She reached for my hand, instinctively, desperately, but I pulled mine back before she could touch me. That was when the final blow landed. The moment she realized nothing she said could rewind time. "I want you to leave today," I said quietly. "Take your things. Go to your sister's place. We'll speak through our attorneys from this point forward." Her entire face collapsed. She stood up, swayed, grabbed the back of the chair for support. "You want me gone today?" "Yes." She tried to walk toward me again, but stopped when she saw how still I remained. How firm, how resolved. It wasn't cruelty. It was consequence. And deep down, she knew it. Jenna arrived soon after, by my request, to drive her somewhere safe. When she stepped in and saw Lauren's packed bags, she didn't gloat. She wasn't triumphant. She was sad, disappointed, heartbroken for a friend who had destroyed her own home. Lauren paused in the doorway, tears streaming, voice barely audible. "Erin, please don't let this be the end." I met her eyes, steady and controlled. "It ended the moment you chose someone else." She choked on a sob, turned, and walked out. The door closed softly behind her. Not a slam, not a final shout, just a quiet ending to a story she thought she could manipulate forever. And as the silence settled over the house, I realized something surprising. I didn't feel empty. I felt free. I felt like a man who had taken his life back from someone who never appreciated it. And for the first time in months, I breathed without pain.